to lie, won't stop to lie, can't stop to lie, won't stop to lie, can't stop to lie, won't stop to lie, ain't no Pico, just be smooth.
To another episode of Tech Don't Sleep Podcast. It's your boy Bill McCleskey in the building. And guess what? I'm sitting here with my homeboy from Fisk University by way of Cincinnati, yes, Ohio, Mr. Demetrius Short. What's up, brother?
Man, what's going on, man? You doing well?
Oh, man, appreciate you joining me here on this episode. Hey, listen, Demetrius is the founder, right? Or co-founder?
Founder.
Transformational Life Center, which is a nonprofit that does what? Tell us what this nonprofit does.
We ignite purpose, inspire success, and transform lives. We help young people ignite. That's finding out what they believe they're called to do, and then inspire. It's keeping that flame lit. Once we find out what it is, it's the incubation, because we know a flame will never stay lit unless it's in the right circumstances, oxygen, all that. Yeah. So we're the incubation for the future doctor, the future lawyer. Yeah. And then transformations between them and God. We do our part and they become what they aspire to be, all through that mission: ignite, inspire, transform.
I love it. I love it. And so the organization has two main components, right? So talk about right quick those two main components, and then we're going to back up and talk about how you even started this thing. But I love it because to me, from the outside looking in, and I'm kind of involved in what you're doing, obviously, and we'll talk about that. But when I look at the organization, and a lot of times you look at companies, organizations, and you don't understand, like, okay, what are you doing? What's the impact you're having? So with you, it's so simple. You got two main components. So tell us about these two main components.
Yes, our main thing is literacy, leadership, and health and wellness.
So those are the
core tracks. We're like education, leadership, and health and wellness. It's the holistic development of a student. You can have a 4.0, right? But be 500 pounds overweight. So that's a hurrah, but that's you're not gonna live long. So you could. So we're like, let's holistically look at those categories: educating leaders who are healthy. And we do that through our Brown Boys Read initiative, and our Pathway to Success Leadership Academy. It starts in college, so we targeted college students. Everyone said, "Why not the little babies?" I said, "Well, in Nashville, we have 7 universities within 7 minutes. Yeah, they're spitting out thousands of degrees." But a piece of paper doesn't help
with
you
student loans.
With student loans. It doesn't help. Do I max out my 401k? So they get knowledge, but they're not prepared. They're going, with a bunch of debt, and then going, do I get a car? How do I negotiate contracts? And we're going, you just spent $100,000 at Vanderbilt and Fisk. But none of that's in the book. So our thing is getting college students to be the leaders, because they're spitting out thousands into the world unprepared from what they're telling us. So TLC is taking these college students, and we target African American Black students. We're not afraid to say that 90.
So when you go to colleges, are you're targeting the HBCUs here in town?
Well, all universities. We're targeting
the Black students.
The Black students. We're partnering with their Black student union. You know, the HBCU is already self-explanatory. They're Black, but when we go to Vanderbilt, we meet tomorrow with Belmont's Black Student Union. They're excited. They're like, wow, that added an arm of support that targeted African American leadership is just a supplement to the amazing things that Belmont does.
So with the Leadership Academy, that's targeted toward college students, and then you got Brown Boys Read, which is targeted toward
2nd through 4th, 5th grade Black and brown boys. So we're creating this pipeline, and our students kept saying, college students, Mr. Short, in 2 years or a year that I met you, you totally helped the trajectory of my life. Here's what they said: if I had you at 9th grade, and every year, and I said, because I don't want the college students. They kept saying that, but I don't, man. Hey, college students, they can put on their own pants. I'm 2nd graders, 3rd
they may
graders.
have a car.
It's a whole babies. It's like sit down, turn around, behave. But we had to listen to what they were saying. Like, if you did this for me in a year and got me my dream job, Mr. Short, imagine if 8th grade, 9th. So we said, let's start creating a pipeline from 2nd through 5th grade, Black and brown boys, who by the time they get to high school, I already know about TLC, man. They helped me in 2nd grade in my reading.
So what made you start at 2nd grade though? Because that's, to me, there's the 4th grade syndrome, which I don't know if you're familiar with that. Like Jawanza Kumjufu talks about that, and he wrote a book back in the day called The Conspiracy to destroy black boys.
Right. Yep.
But and they say the pipeline to prison
Yep.
is judged on the those who fail in the 3rd or 4th grade in terms of reading.
You nailed the Metro Public Schools. Myra Taylor at Jones Padilla. The boys were getting upset at the school because there was girls on the run, nothing for black boys.
Okay.
So they kept saying the girls get everything, and she's going, I can't get black men.
Okay.
You know, we're big. And then Black Men Run stepped up 5 years ago and said, hey, we're going to answer this call to provide something for these black boys here who are reading below the 3rd grade literacy rate.
Yeah.
Nashville's literacy rate is 37% on average. 37%. We're in the hood, so imagine what the hood is. If the national is 37.
When you say it's 37%, that means only 37% are reading at their grade level.
Their grade level.
Okay.
And then now we're in underprivileged, under-resourced communities. So if the state is 37, poverty, homelessness, drug addiction, it's got to be around 20. Because those other barriers, our kids aren't getting dropped off in Teslas.
Right.
Their grandma's got a baby on the hip and trying to sign them in.
Yeah.
So we targeted 2nd through 5th because the schools, they give us the boys who are struggling.
Okay.
So we don't have to find them. The teachers are saying, these 5 in my class, these 10. That's how we get them.
Wow.
And all we do is show up and we expose them to the love of reading through the love of running.
Okay.
1.5 hours of reading.
Okay.
Boys want to play.
1.5 hours.
1.5. We sit there, we get black books, black authors. They have to see.
Yeah.
So we buy books from authors. We patronize our black authors. We put them in front of these beautiful black and brown boys. And that alone, because science says that when you're reading, reflection matters. I see a black boy. We had a book called Thrive Black Boy by Dr. Lavalius. And her son helped her write the book. These boys, when JT walked in, the boy said, "You wrote this book?" And I backed up.
Yeah.
Tears. This little boy, like, can I get a picture with you? So here's a little 9-year-old signing autographs with other 10 and 11-year-old boys who can't spell the.
That's crazy.
So I'm sitting back going, this is what it's going to take. It's going to take older men, but connect them to younger men who are doing better to make that connection that I can be. So they have to see who they can become.
Yeah.
So we read for 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
We help them. Some of them kids, we have 5th graders that couldn't spell the. We thought they were playing. Man, boys, literally the. Looking at me going,
wow.
And I'm fighting back tears like they just passing our black boys through the system. And guess where they're going to go? They're going to end up being negatively influenced, or the gang's going to get them because negative attention is better than no attention. And then the cycle continues with men, Dexter Manley. 2 Super Bowls, couldn't read.
Yep.
I'm 49. I remember him on that TV. He was sweating like bullets.
Man, 5th grade, couldn't spell the. So let me ask you this, because this podcast is called Tech Don't Sleep, right? So I think, well, let me just ask you, the influence of technology, with our cell phones and social media, like now, like when we were growing up, we talking about reading a book. That's the only option we had. We didn't necessarily find the movie, the Cliff Notes, or whatever online. Right. We didn't have access to the internet growing up. So with them, they could be on Snapchat all day, or Instagram all day, or TikTok. How do you think that form of technology is a disadvantage or an advantage to these boys who can't read?
It's a disadvantage because just nothing like the core competencies of opening a book, and our assessors are telling us, Demetrius, it's more than just reading, but it's pronunciation. If they don't get the basic fundamentals of A, E, I, O, U, it's like you'll never get calculus unless you get math. Yeah. If you don't know that 1 plus 1 equals 2, that's a system. Then it builds on the division. Absolutely. So the cores of A, E, I, O, U, you can't get that on the phone and technology. It's speeding up things and making it accessible for them to just Google it or hear it. But until they get it in A, O, that's just good old fashioned grandma sitting at the table. And
So
that's
so
what
when
technology
you
is sold.
so this hour and a half, are they reading like to themselves or out loud? Or I know you got some brothers from Black Men Run come in and kind of help facilitate and moderate. How does that whole session work?
So what we do, we break the boys down into Titans, Preds, and Grizzlies. We have our those kids like boys like sports.
Sure. Yeah.
We'll never label them. What we found out is that when you tell a boy he can't read, he's gonna believe what he can't do. So we categorize them by Titans, Preds, Grizzlies. Titans are our boys who are almost there or reading very well. So they get a in our reader, you come in if you see his Titan, you know I'm gonna grab a book reflective of a boy that's almost reading pretty good.
Yeah.
A Pred is he's borderline. They give us their stats. They say Jimmy, I get the report, and you walk over and you go to that section and Jimmy is a Pred, he's below. So you pick a book that has big words, and then our Grizzlies, they're not even on the map. You get a book where the whole page is a picture and it says bats, and that is it.
They got to start somewhere. We got to start somewhere.
And they start. So now all they know is I'm a Grizzly. They have no clue that we are filtering the room and I will never speak where they are. I'm going to always speak, and our volunteers are trained.
Encourage all of them.
Do not let them know that code. That's our code to position you to get the right book to make that hour and a half successful. Because when my wife had one, she said he missed about 50 words, but the 2 he got right, she said I high-fived him and his eyes lit up. I got that right, Miss Short. She like, you just missed 49. But to get one right and to put in his spirit that you can do this, and now next week, Miss Short, I'm ready. Now we've won. We got a boy who's afraid of being bullied and stuttering and can't read, and will show out in the class because he like, look, I'm not allowed to let these kids know I can't read. Then we found out that we had to separate some because a couple kids, the trauma, when they started walking to the table, they immediately say, I got to go to the bathroom. And the teacher came in and said, get him in a room by himself because he's looking at the other boys and he is not going to sit there. Now you read, Johnny. You can't read. What you going to do? And you look at these boys, they're going to read. We said, wow, so many layers to position them to just get to the table. So the hour and a half, it's those who were right at or a little bit above, those who, because we want them to stay there, reading for an hour and a half. The little ones, the ones who are in between, getting the book that represents that, and then the ones who are really below.
Now, when do y'all run?
Man, and then after we read for an hour and a half, we take them out. We take them out for the run. So it's do the homework first. It's mine, right? Do your homework. Then you can go outside.
And how long do the boys run? Man,
we get them over 8 to 10 weeks. They will progress from 1 mile to 3.1.
Oh wow!
And then running my race to
so they
commemorate.
Do the 5K.
They commemorate.
So listen, you said 8 to 10 weeks. Is that just once a year? You do 8 to 10 weeks?
We do it twice. We do a spring
twice
and a fall.
Yeah,
It
nice.
coincides with the school system. A spring cohort of Brown Boys read, and then a fall one, and then the spring and the fall meets next week at the race. And you'll see all the boys out there who've gone through the program.
So let's talk about the race, man. So you got the Steps to Success 5K. Now, what year is this? This
is 12.
Year number 12. So you've been doing this race. Now, talk to us about. You shaking your head. Woo! I know a lot of grunt and tears went into getting this off the ground,
10 days away, we are pulling.
But tell us about why you started the race, right? Because were you a runner in college and stuff?
No, I was a football player.
When did you start running? You played football in Fisk?
Yeah, no, I mean, at baseball, the Bad News Bears, and we barely had we would go to the cafeteria. Anybody know to play baseball? We 2 spins short. Come on. That's how our baseball team
basically.
Typical HBCU with no funding for sports. I started wearing suits in 5th grade. My dad was a supervisor at UPS, Cincinnati. My mom thought it was a phase. And then I started wearing suits, elementary school, junior high, high school. Star quarterback, 39-9, star shortstop, star point guard. So athletic, popular, but wearing this daggone suit. I ball my suit up before the game, go out there, let him have it, go to the parties with a suit. They're like, this dude old. Little did I know that was going to be my brand 30 years later. Because I came to Fisk. First day at Fisk, briefcase, blue suit, alligator skin shoes, broke as a joke. But They thought I was a teacher. I had to literally pull my license out and say I'm 18. Y'all, he is 18. So that persona carried into college. I didn't get a D1 scholarship. And I ended up at Fisk by happenstance because 90% of the black doctors graduated from Fisk, Meharry, and Cincinnati.
Okay.
You need to go to Fisk. I had no idea about HBCU. No, they didn't teach it. You know, got to Fisk and saw the big picture, digressed in my athletic pursuits because of a dislocated shoulder, and I'm sleeping in a friend's room unregistered for a year and a half. Took me 6 years to graduate from Fisk.
Wow.
6. Nobody really knows the story. It took me, I was registered, not registered, registered, not registered. And I would sleep on the floor or in the corner of the room with this suit on and put that fake smile on every morning, and I'm not even registered. Went from a 3.6 to a 1.8 academic probation. And the darkest hole in my life, not knowing that God was grooming me to be a CEO that would help try to fix this. Long story short, graduated, got my dream job with IBM as a C++ developer, making $67,000 going from brokenness to an IT professional at IBM.
Hey, that was bank back then, bro.
Oh, in 96, that was bank. I was balling with a wife. I came back from Greensboro to Fisk for the first homecoming, and I would walk from career services to my internships 2 or 3 times a day. Here's the blessing. In the early 90s when I wasn't a walker, when I measured it, it was 3.2 miles from Fisk to HCA.
Wow.
Fisk to Caterpillar. I was walking a 5K 15 years before I was even CEO and a runner. That all makes sense because now when I came back from IBM, I walked that route. I was screaming. I walked through Hermosa, and I was screaming, why did I have to get it this way? All the drug dealers at Fisk graduated in 4. I was mad at the world. And it was then that I had a divine intervention somewhere on between Centennial Park. He said, every step you took was a step towards your success.
Wow.
And that's where the Steps of Success 5K was birthed. And I vowed to run a 5K in the suit and give 1 scholarship to a Fisk student.
Wow.
Just 1.
So
my duty.
That's what you did the first year?
Well, 125 students showed up on the Jubilee Bridge with the President Hazel O'Leary and some crazy people. And I came around the corner in that suit. The cops are going, what are you doing? Showed up with that suit on.
Yeah.
The crowd went crazy. Ran. We raised $10,000. We made $250. Almost broke even. Gave that scholarship away. I said, I'm done. And then the student said, Mr. Short, thank you. This look in their eyes was like, will you do this again? I said, okay. And now here we are 12 years later.
Wow.
Over 2 million steps have been made. Over $100,000 have been generated from this race that I thought was going to be a one and done. And we've cultivated thousands of college students and underserved youth. It is my mission to take this around the world and put a Steps of Success in every city that we can, because college is expensive. My journey, I lived it. I know what it's like to sit there and either not go to class or go to work and pay your bills. I've made that decision and took calculus 3 times. I'm trying to eat. If we take away those barriers and the student can just be a student, imagine the impact and the anxiety that they can do better in class. Here we are doing thousands of dollars worth of work off of my mission to just help one.
So in the first year, you guys raised about 10,000. You said
10,000.
And so this year, what's the goal?
Man, last year we did $60,000. We gave away $35,000 to 30 students. Who got a $1,000 scholarship and entrance into the Leadership Academy. So we help them financially. Then we put them through 10 workshops to get them job ready. HCA hires tech programmers from us. Cigna hired the 2 females from us, put them in a 2-year rotational program. So these students are getting good jobs. And so our goal this year is 80,000. We turned down 86 applications at Fisk alone.
Wow.
They're beating down our doors.
So it's still 30 students again? It's still
our goal this year with the 80 is that we want to do multiple cohorts because we're doing 25. That's what our budget says to do. But 80, last night, 2 students came to me, I'm going to be purged if I don't raise $4,000 in a week. We saved the Tennessee State student after the race. I got a call Sunday. He won $1,000. We normally take a week to process checks. One of his friends called me and said, Mr. Short, can you get his child? I said, why don't he call me? I went over to Tennessee State and I walked them through the financial, and it was about 2,000 students wrapped around the financial aid office. And he was $1,000 short. He was going to be asked to leave that day. The Steps of Success 5K check kept him in school.
Wow.
He called his mom crying, like, this dude going to help me. And to see me cut that check, hand it to him, and he handed it to the registrar. And she say, you're good to go.
Wow. So how do you get this out? You say you want to put this in every like major city or cities where there are universities. Like how do you scale?
We met with President Jackson of Nashville State yesterday to create a Pathway to Success initiative at a 2-year college, targeting their STEM and IT students. Getting these IT students who can make a lot of money. Oracle's coming, you may need interns, right? To partner with our tech and our universities to implement what we've done well at Fisk and TSU for 12 years. It's ready. We've proven it. It was grassroots. We now, to have corporations hiring. It's the biggest compliment we can have that your students are prepared. And we're in 2nd and 3rd and 4th grade creating a pipeline into the college or skills and trade. They're going to keep saying, give me 5, give me 10, give me 20.
How many job opportunities are available in technology and tech?
Wow.
that you see like connected with your program, and how many students are going to do interns in the technology department?
Right now we have about 15. We have Dollar General coming to the table, HCA, Cigna. We're working with some healthcare. Knowledge RX is coming. They're flying from Austin, Texas to get students connected to healthcare IT opportunities. I'm software QA in healthcare. So our thing with Nashville State is to get these 2-year students who are not at an HBCU or 4-year to understand in 2 years in IT, sometimes that's all you need.
A certificate. No question.
So save that 30, 40,000. Get right in cybersecurity, wide open. Project management, back end testing, and all that. So we're hoping to partner with universities who we can say, can we bring the P2SI to Morehouse, to Spelman? So we're going to brand it P2SI Spelman, P2SI Fisk, P2SI MyTech. Where you may want a piece of that, right? And say, hey, how can we get those workshops to our technical employees who sometimes, in tech, we can be so 30,000 square feet. The back end rolling in, people like, how do we get them more apt and more business acumen to be able to project what they do very well versus being so technical? So it's the development of the future tech leaders that can have a great opportunity here in Nashville with so many resources here. So
man, that's crazy.
That growth.
No, I love to hear it, bro, because we all know the struggles of staying in school, the lack of resources, and then the distractions. You know what I'm saying? So we got the race coming up, right? What's the date? What's the date of the race?
September 10th. I will suit up for the 12th time. I'm picking up my suit Friday.
You got a new suit, or you just
changed the
dry
suit?
clean?
I changed the suit.
What color is the suit, man?
I can't tell you that. Friday, I will be revealing the suit at Fleet Feet.
Y'all
change it. Go to the website.
Y'all gotta go to the website. Tell us the website right quick.
StepsOfSuccess5K.org.
StepsOfSuccess5K.org. You gotta see this guy in a suit, like multiple years.
Seersucker, business casual.
It's funny to me to see people like look at it, like, who is the dude in the suit, man? Hey man, should I wear a suit, bro? When this year?
Hey, okay. What are y'all?
Hold on.
No. Y'all he opened his mouth. I'm about to step in this. And y'all gotta help me. I want y'all to ping. I want y'all to comment. We want Bill McCleskey.
Oh my.
To come in a suit his own way. I got mine. I got a little twist on mine this year, so it's gonna be a little sucker peel. I got my shoes and everything, but 13 CEOs showed up last year. One flew from Phoenix. He heard about it. He said, I gotta be part of this. I'm a CEO. He looked at me and said, I ain't seen this many black people. Is this Wakanda? He was shocked just to see kids from black people running because it's health and wellness for us. John Lewis, the next MLK, they don't understand. These guys walk in suits,
question.
Chased by dogs, hit by, and you think you're going to poop out at mile this is more than just a race. The mantra for Steps of Success is, it's more than a race. It's a pathway to success. When the race is over and you get your medal and you go home, we go to work and take our future black leaders into an incubation center where we develop them to be the next Farrakhan, the next Miles Monroe, the next Bill McCleskey. It happens after the race. So we need your $45. I give the dopest medals in the world. My medals are bigger than the Music City.
Hope y'all caught that. It's $45.
$45. Simple.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
get a tech t-shirt, not a cotton, tech.
Yeah.
And a beautiful medal.
Yeah, the medals are on point.
I don't cheat you. We give good bling.
No
and then
question.
you get to see our whole family. We call it the family reunion. Where you'll see Brown Boys read. You'll see a board member. The mayor's coming to speak. He's going to do that. Ron Johnson at the Village. The whole mayor department's coming. So, man, it's
I know last
feat.
year, man, you know, I was super impressed just with all the engagement of other organizations that come in, and you know, the sponsors. One of your biggest sponsors was who last year?
Fifth Third Bank.
Fifth Third Bank.
Fifth
Are they
Third
still
Finish.
involved?
Yeah, Fifth
So
Third Bank.
Fifth Third Bank is a big
$15,000 this year.
Okay, awesome. And I mean, so for me, like, you guys can obviously go to the website and still donate to the organization.
And get Bill in the suit, right? Yeah, we got it live. You can't go back. It's recorded, right? Testing 1, 2, 3.
Wow. Hey, I wear a suit. Hey, but you know, my Saturday is my long day, so after I do the 5K, I may have to change and then get 20 more miles in. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. But man, y'all check this out. Go to the website. Look up this organization. Hey, give us a website one more time.
If you go to transformationlifecenter.org and click Steps of Success, it will take you directly to the race portal. It'll give you information about how you connect. We still have sponsorship levels remaining if you're organizational entrepreneurs who want to plug in. Anywhere from $250 up to $20,000. Get in, get your vendor booth set up, connect into our family, partner with us. Transformationlifecenter.org.
Yeah, I love it. Y'all get involved, man. I appreciate you coming through, bruh.
Man,
and we're gonna rock this thing out. We're gonna keep it going in Nashville, and you know, we're gonna take this thing all over the country, man. Because my belief is, and I told you this before, I remember being a senior in high school, and a friend of mine gave me a book. And I wasn't a reader at all. Like, I was the guy who got the Cliff Notes, or I tried to figure out how not to read, and just barely pass, you know, a test on a novel that we were supposed to read. But I read this book and it was interesting to me, and I just started reading. And then when I was at Fisk, I was reading everything. I would read to the point where I started working at a cable line, Images.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And in a bookstore, for those of you who don't know, is an African-American bookstore near TSU here in town. And I became a lover of books. And what it did for me as an individual is it gave me a ton of confidence.
Yeah, that's it.
Confidence in the classroom, confidence when I was approaching a girl, confidence everywhere, public speaking. So, I mean, it totally changed my trajectory, I believe, as a human being and as a professional. So I know the impact it can have on young boys in the second grade and college students. So I love what you're doing, man, and keep up the good work, brother. So let's support this effort. For sure. Hey guys, remember, if you're not following us on social media, make sure you do that at TechDontSleep. That's our handle on every platform. And subscribe to this YouTube channel too if you haven't done that. And we got to thank our sponsors for our Q3 and Q4 events and sponsors of the podcast. And that's Comcast Business, Spectrum, VoIP, and TPX. TPX, we appreciate y'all for coming through and sponsoring the podcast and our Q3 and Q4 events. Thanks again, man. Appreciate you, brother.
Sure, man. We'll see you in 10 days.
No doubt. No doubt,
raise
man.
some money and change some lives.
I'll be there in the suit, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. Appreciate y'all. Holla.
Can't stop till I, won't stop till I, can't stop till I